Here is the third generation iPad, unveiled back in March. You might think Apple iPad owners were elated when a fourth generation iPad was unveiled this week. But you'd be wrong. Charles Passy joins us now from Marketwatch on the set. Thank you very much.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Another iPad.
Another iPad. We're not talking about the mini, we're talking about the upgraded, regular size one. Why aren't people happy?
Well, basically because this is the shortest turnaround time in the generation of iPads. This is coming 8 months after the last one. And in general, I think people are suffering from this kind of upgrade fatigue, it's sometimes called. That would probably be true even if it was a year between, which is what it's been about before.
So let's actually see that, because we've got this written down. So original iPad, January 27th, 2010. We got the iPad 2 a little over a year later, and then the iPad 3 a little over a year after that, and then the fourth generation less than a year.
Right, exactly.
Considerably less than a year, in fact. Do people feel that, I spent all this money and now it's obsolete?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is there was a comment from somebody on Twitter that they wanted to poke Tim Cook's eyes out.
And yes, I saw that. Yes. With their thumbs.
With their thumbs, right. The thumbs that come in very handy. I think people are feeling that. One analyst I spoke to said there's this kind of sense in the marketplace that companies are metering out their technology, that they have basically the ability to roll out the full product in its most complete and robust form at the very beginning. Instead, they're doing it in bits and starts, basically so that they can get you to buy maybe 2 iPads over a lifetime rather than 1, or 3 over 2.
So, this goes back to the car business, the automobiles, the planned obsolescence, except they did it regularly on an annual basis.
Right.
And that was very planned.
Right. Well, some of what we also looked at here was the idea that not only is the cycle getting faster, it seems, but it's also getting more unpredictable. I mean, the rollout of the new autos was something you could set your watch on.
Yeah.
To some degree, the fashion industry works on a quarterly basis. These are things that we kind of understood. Now it's sort of like we really don't know when the next iPad is going to be. So do we buy this one?
Do people like the predictability of the fashion business and of the car business? Do they like that? And if they do, would Apple be better off following that sort of model?
Well, first of all, you can't really say Apple has done anything wrong just yet, because they've been obviously enormously successful with these continued rollouts. But
most companies are enormously successful until they're not.
Right, exactly. So
up until.
Right. So the question is, have they hit that wall now? And there is at least some sense in the marketplace that this may have pushed things a little too far. I think another interesting point, frankly, though, is that while we're talking about Apple, this is true of the rest of the marketplace, you might say. I mean, we found a very amusing example in a seltzer maker, a soda maker. They've come out with more than 10 versions of that soda maker in 9 years. And really, all it does is make seltzer. So
It is interesting. I mean, one of the things now about tech products, particularly Apple products, is they do work. Right, and there was a time, you'll remember this, when tech products didn't work.
I mean, like Microsoft.
Right, so I mean, you try stuff and it just wouldn't work as described. Now they do now, and they work pretty good. I have a first generation iPad. It works fine.
Right.
I don't actually need to upgrade it.
Right.
I mean, I might want to, but that's a different matter. Need and want are very different.
Right. Not only might you not need to upgrade, my wife is a big iPad fan. She has a second generation one, and she bought hers right around the time the third was coming out. This is a great time to buy an older generation one, probably on the resale market. Some stores sell them new, and get a tremendous discount on the product, knowing that it's still a very good product, and for most people will probably fulfill their needs. Obviously, the new iPad 4 has certain new aspects. It seems to be the big differences in terms of the speed, the processor. And if you want to be the newest and the greatest and the latest, then go get it. But you might get a very good deal now on an iPad 3, an iPad 2, or even the original.
Being the newest and the greatest and the latest is going to cost you, but great advice as always. Charles Passy of Marketwatch. So check out Charles's column on Marketwatch.com.